everyone, welcome back to Did you guys fart?
My bad.
I love this. Hey everyone, welcome back to Coworker Calamity, the podcast where two young women talk about how the chaos that comes with recently entering the quote-unquote real world. My name is Caroline, and today's episode is titled The Fool.
The fool made me do it.
Stupid. Anyway, so for those of you who are tuning in now, we've been doing this little thing where we do the major arcana cards and tarot and what they mean, how they apply to our lives, blah, blah, blah. So the Fool in tarot, for those of you who aren't familiar, is a card that talks about fresh starts, the beginning, like a new journey in life. And of course, like all seasons of life, we all go through new journeys. We start new places, we up level, we enter new times in our life. But this specifically is the very beginning. It's the number 0, all right? You got nothing but a clean, fresh slate in front of you. And I think for me, like, probably the most recent one that I've, like, really been on was probably moving down here to start work for the first time.
Yeah, same.
Because you're done with college, you wrap things up, there's, like, an ending to that. And then you move to a different state, and you don't know anybody, you don't know anything. You have your new apartment, new job, a lot of
Kicked
news.
off of your parents' insurance.
Yeah, all of them, all the bills. Have to pay my own phone bill, have to pay my own internet, have to pay my own car insurance and health and blah, blah, blah. Freaking sucks.
Yeah, you gotta set it all up.
And that, no one talks about that. Like
no one talks about going to the DMV.
Oh,
the humiliation. Where literally you go there and they're like, do you have 2 pieces of address that confirms that you live here? Do you have this and you have that? And you're like, you do, but then you make a mistake and you have to do it all over again.
And they don't make it easy to find out that information, especially where we live. I'm looking on everything, like trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to bring to the DMV so I can get the new like license and registration? And the only place that helped me is freaking Reddit, where people literally posted, they're like, I'm moving here, I don't understand what the website is saying.
Yeah, thank goodness Reddit. Reddit is what held my hand throughout many major differences and changes in my life.
I love Reddit. And I don't want to go on a Reddit like I'm a Redditor, but one thing I will say is no matter what you're going through in life, no matter where you are, there's somebody on Reddit who's also been through it too.
Yes. I sometimes, especially lately, whenever I have kind of like a health question, I always go on Reddit instead because, you know, there's the health governmental websites, there's the Mayo Clinic, and you know, the stuff there is pretty good, but what I really want, and of course the professional websites for health stuff, they'll be like, be sure to call your doctor. I'm like, I don't fucking want to do that, so I go on Reddit, and half the people are like, yeah, you'll be fine.
No, and that's what I was going to say. I love Reddit for that too, because if you're taking new meds, and you're like, is this a symptom of the new med, or like, did somebody else, you can go on there, and then all these people will be like, yeah, I started it, this is like exactly what happened to me.
Yeah.
It's like real life freaking people, instead of like this weird like, well, some people say that you may experience this, but if you do, you should still go to the doctor.
It's just very generic. Yeah. And it just covers, like, checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
Legally.
Checks all the legal boxes.
Yeah,
literally.
But, yeah, no, I love Reddit. I think Reddit is a great tool. You just have to be careful, obviously. Make sure that your information that you're getting is not, one, you got to make sure it's not extremely, extremely old, especially if you're asking questions that are about moving or stuff like this, because obviously 8 years ago there probably were some, you know, differences.
Yeah.
In terms of health, some of the answers I found were someone answered that question like 10 years ago, and I'm like, all right.
I'm like, okay,
pre-COVID, yeah, true.
Yeah, so I think for me though, like the biggest like recent starting over was definitely moving down here. And like fresh starts are weird because it's like, oh, on one hand you have all this hope, like, oh, I can like conquer the world. But then there's also just so much, I guess, unknown and, like, misdirection. You don't know what you want to do. You don't know what it's going to look like. So you can't even, like, as somebody who's very much, like, I am a control freak. Like,
yeah. Like
that one meme when they're like, bitch, I said get off. That's me with a wheel. Like, I don't like to let go. So I like to be, like, prepared for every single, like, instance.
That's fair.
Even, which is impossible to do,
Me too.
Obviously. And it's not helpful to even, like, worry about that.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, that's one, like, shitty part about like starting over is like you feel very out of control. Like,
yeah, you feel like an imposter.
Imposter, like, unstable, like...
Everything is uprooted.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. Especially because usually moments like that come when you're in a place that actually, like, is fulfilling. So I would say the best memories I've made and, like, the best I felt in college were the last few months where I finished up my thesis. I, presented it. I know I'm graduating and last minute I made really good friends. Like, that's how, that's when me and Will became really close in college. And I felt so happy. I felt so good, right? And I feel like...
You know what they say in Euphoria? You think it's gonna last forever,
but
it never does.
Yeah. And it was pretty depressing. Like, I remember I think the second I graduated, and I had to say goodbye to my friend Carrie because she was moving back. And, me and Jordan at least had the comfort of knowing that we're going to the internship together. So it wasn't too scary. But Carrie, she was off in her own little world. So we were just crying in the car, me, Jordan, Carrie, and it just, like, felt so... We wouldn't be able to hang out every day that we did. Like, me, Carrie, and Jordan, we were the trio that would play Hunt a Killer. We would go to her apartment. She has a little cat named Hiccup.
Oh, cute.
We would make those really shitty Pillsbury cookies, the holiday-themed ones, right?
Yeah.
Or we would get Pizza Hut, and we would watch shows, we'd watch movies, and it was just so cozy and so fun. And now... Oh, and we'd also play Roblox. We played Dress to Impress. We played Dress to Impress before that became, like, a mainstream thing. Like, we were on Roblox bullying kids before it was, like, a trend. And then, all of a sudden it was just all over. And then I'm driving to South.
Yeah.
And I start my internship. I say goodbye to my dad, not realizing that was the last time that I was ever going to live with them,
Yeah.
Like, that part broke my heart.
You didn't know, because obviously... At the time that you were doing the internship, you didn't know it was going to get extended to a full-time job, so you thought you were going to come back.
Yeah, no,
that is a crazy thing. Like, you, like, coming down here with, like, the understanding it's going to be temporary. But I think maybe in some ways that probably helped with the move. Because you're like, oh, this isn't going to last forever, so if I hate it, then, like, whatever. But if I love it, then great. And then it ended up extending, so it's like... You don't have, like, that dreaded feeling until, like, delayed.
Yeah, that's true. It was definitely delayed, but what was really hard was Mother's Day and Father's Day. Especially Father's Day, I'm usually sailing up north with my dad. It's a really great time. And then that's, like, now I'm not doing that. And I was, like, so sad. It was so depressing, especially the first few holidays.
When you, like, introduce anything new into your life. And, I mean, that's the only way you can do it right. It's like you have to make room, which sucks, though, because it's like sometimes you want to let go, but sometimes you need to let go,
No, exactly. It was obviously, it was kind of like biting the bullet. It was going to happen regardless.
It's part of life, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't hit you when you think it will. The internship for me was like, I'll be back. I didn't pack a lot. Yeah. Didn't pack properly for the weather here at all. And I was fully ready to just, like, end that. But here we are, still here. So.
No, that's right. You know, it's funny that you're talking about that because I also had a trio in college that we were, like, best friends. And, like, especially the last, like, year, like, we were really close. But even the last, like, month and a half, my lease in college ended a month before we graduated.
That is so terrible.
Yeah, and so we were planning on extending it, but they were, like, $11,000. So I was like, fuck. So I moved in with, like, my best friend at the time in her house. And then our other friend, he didn't live on campus, but he would drive in. And it didn't have any AC. Like, we lived in almost like an attic. It was like the two of us, basically, on top floor. No AC. But still, like, our other friend would come over. We'd literally just be like, it'd be like 90 degrees. We couldn't even fucking move. We'd just be laying in this bed, just, like, fucking around for, like, the last month of college. And it was just, like, so fun. And then you have that, and then it's, like, gone really quick.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any, I'd had internships in college, but I didn't have any jobs, like, lined up. Like, it's just really difficult times. I'm sure a lot of people
it's very normal
to find a job.
Same thing.
I got a dog in my mind. And so I had to move back to Michigan. I had no idea what I was gonna do next. I had no idea where I was gonna go. And so it was just, like, a really weird time because it's like you're completely, like, it's like a new beginning. We have so much, like, so many options, but it's also, like, so overwhelming that you're like, I don't even know what step to take first. I get really bad decision paralysis too sometimes, where I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Sometimes when there's too much to do, I can't do anything.
Yeah. So
I get that. But yeah, I couldn't imagine. I was lucky to have an internship. I can't imagine a phase where it's like you graduate and then there's nothing.
Dude, it's And I'm really lucky because that didn't last long. I graduated, my college graduated late. We graduated like the second week of June, maybe.
Damn.
First or second. Yeah, we also started way later, so it balanced out.
Oh, I see.
I'd applied for this job like 2 weeks after I graduated, and I got the first interview like July. So I really had only been like, but I had been looking for jobs obviously all throughout the end of the year, and I couldn't get a fucking thing. Neither could any of my friends because it was just so bad. And so I got this job by August 1st. So I really had only been like 2 months maybe of like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Longest 2 months of my life though.
Could you imagine the people who wait a year?
That was my brother. My brother, he got job offers, but he didn't take them. He wanted to like wait for a good one, so he literally like 2 years or a year and a half.
Damn.
Yeah, and he finally like he waited out for the good one, and it was a really good opportunity.
Yeah, he's in medical sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But like, yeah, it's like one of those things where you're just like, I don't know. But in some ways though, like I feel like I'm almost back there again, where it's like I don't know what I want to do with my life.
Yeah, no, that's another thing too, is like you're thrown into the deep end and you're sitting at a cubicle.
Yeah.
You know, we work corporate jobs, and now after kind of the dust settles and it's my routine, I'm used to it. Yeah, and everything, it almost is like, okay, well, I'm working and I'm getting salary, I'm successful, I'm doing good, but like, man, am I worried that this is going to be every single day of my life.
Yeah, it's a terrifying prospect, and I think part of that honestly comes with how much do you like love what you're doing, right? Like if you're really in love and you really feel aligned to it, it doesn't feel like work. At least that's what it kind of seems like from what I've witnessed in people's lives who are really like aligned. And I think part of that means like you could also be in a job you really love, but maybe the city is not great.
And I think that's my issue. Is I love my job. I love working in the office. Luckily, my team specifically has a pretty good chance of going fully remote just because we're tech based and everything. We meet on Teams literally every meeting anyway, right? Like I'm like, why am I in the office?
That's in like my meeting? Job too, and that's
low-key,
like
yeah, that's your job
in general. And this is what like I kind of like I don't understand about corporate very much. Not just our company, but like this is corporate America, where we have to go to the office, but then all our meetings are on time. So it's like, why am I here?
No, that definitely irks me. I get really like that's my biggest gripe is that I would like to go into in-person meetings, you know, like
but I never can because not everybody's there.
They don't exist.
You have to do it on Teams.
Yeah.
In one way or another. And
or
like,
even better, there's a meeting in an office, but then some people are joining on Teams in that office
because there's like they don't participate when they're on Teams that much.
Literally,
because like, it's as somebody who has done that where I've been like remote and everyone's in the room.
Yeah,
they can't freaking hear you half the time.
No, for real, and it's like delayed and stuff.
Yeah.
I think if the office that I worked in was located somewhere where I would feel better, you know, like I love my apartment, I love living here, but I definitely, like, especially when I visit my parents or my sister, I always kind of feel like, damn, why do I live in this city
Dude,
when I could
like
live in that city?
Every single time I visit my friends, like in Boston or something, I'm like, literally the average age of people here are 60 years old. I feel like I saw my friend who came to visit. She really liked it here, and I was like, yeah, it's like nice to like visit, but I have no community besides like you guys, like you and Jordan. Like I have no community here.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like 60 years old. There's no like places you can go to meet people. There's no like young people that aren't extremely like religious or like whatever. You know?
True.
The people that I am like aligned with, or people who are similar to me. There's just no like outlet really for that.
Yeah.
Know? And that's like the most frustrating part, I think.
I'm trying my best to kind of do more things on the weekends. Like I'm starting to book myself more things to do.
I'm doing the same thing, just like so I have like stuff to like
look forward to.
Yeah, but also just like not just sitting inside all the time, like waiting for life to pass you by, like actually going and doing stuff because you never know who you're gonna meet or like what will happen, you know.
Yeah, and it does help. Like I would say best advice for whenever you feel stuck is to just
change up your energy,
book your time more extravagantly. You know, don't just settle with, okay, this weekend I'm gonna go here. You know, maybe take a day trip somewhere.
Yeah.
Or go to a new place, go to a new store or restaurant. Start small.
Do things that you like wouldn't normally do in that instance. Like for me, like I would never go to like this place alone. Like I would never go see a movie alone. But like I've started to like push myself to do stuff like that I wouldn't do because I want to like change things up. You know? Like it just doesn't.
Literally, you last night you saw Project Hail Mary. Let me read you the text, by the way, because this pissed me off.
What?
So you text the group chat. I literally was so mad. I was like, whatever. You text the group chat, me and Jordan, going, we need to see Project Hail Mary. And I go, that is correct. And Jordan goes, agreed. And you're like, maybe tomorrow night showtimes or Saturday night? Tomorrow night being Friday. So you're like, Friday or Saturday? 2 minutes later, I respond with, Saturday night. So you text at 6:51 p.m. At 6:53 p.m. I go, Saturday night. And then a day after, at 7:30 a.m., you go, I bought a ticket for tonight, for Friday, already.
Okay, here's what happened. So I texted that, and I was on my phone. Like, I had my phone open, and I just didn't see your response.
Because you have Do Not Disturb on.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Oh.
If I were to go text you right now, it would literally say, oh, no, you don't have it on. But you usually do.
Maybe, I think it goes on at a certain time, maybe, which is weird. But because I didn't see you respond, I'm like, oh, okay, they didn't respond. I'm just going to get one tonight. Or I'm just gonna get
I literally responded within 2 minutes.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, next movie I'll make sure to wait. I didn't see it.
That's fine. It's fine. I just thought it was really funny because I was like, I get it if I didn't respond in like an hour.
No, yeah, you just literally.
But I literally like responded like immediately.
What you have to do is like what you have to understand is I literally hate answering my phone or like.
No, I know that.
So I keep it on like Do Not Disturb whenever I can. But also I swear to God I didn't see it. I would have gone.
I
You
know.
could have come with me last night. I said, come get a ticket with me.
You know, me and Jordan bought the new Hunt a Killer.
And we Sunday night.
I mean, we could have, but we did Hunt a Killer last night. And, you know, we usually, it takes us like a good 2 hours. So, you know, we started at pretty late. And we were expecting it to go for a while because they said it was medium difficulty. It literally took us an hour and 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
See, you guys are so good at it now, though. Like, when you play those enough, there's like a pattern recognition.
Yeah.
It's like, I could just tell who's going to be based on the way you guys are writing it.
Yeah. No, well, this one was pretty well made in the sense that everything made sense, but it was just a little bit easy for us to discover. But it was still pretty good. It was fun, but I was just kind of sad because I was like, dang, we kind of breezed through that one. So then we watched Sam and Colby, and then it usually happens. But we had that planned to do the box for like days. So
no, it's fair. It's fair.
It's fine. We had plans. You had plans. It's all fine. We'll hash it out in the remix.
No, dude. But literally, honestly, you probably would have been so pissed if you went to this movie last night. So I go into the movie and I get in there. And I'm like, cool. I got like I snuck in the shit I wanted to sneak in, and I'm like, with like drugs. No, it's literally I snuck in my gummy bears. Mm-hmm. And I go in there, and nobody's in my row. It's really nice. And then right before I went in, there's just 3, like, teenage boys.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Worst group ever.
Yeah. And when I say teenage, they could have been, like, middle school. They looked small. Like, they didn't... I don't know what, like, teenagers look like nowadays. They could have been maybe, like, freshmen.
It's hard to tell with young kids because they all, like, sprout at different times.
These kids look like probably middle school would be my guess.
Yeah.
But, like... Already they were like obnoxious in the lobby, and then I'm like, I hope they're not in my freaking movie, and of course they were, and they were in the row right in front of me, and they're already like talking and stuff, whatever, like really loud, and the movie starts, so they move to the back row, so I'm like, yes, I don't have to be by these weirdos. They go to the back row, and they literally start moaning and like making like fart noises, like loud as possible. Yeah. And so thank God these like 2 girls, I don't know how old they are. They're probably like actually high school, maybe college. Yeah. They turn around to these kids and they're like, "Why would you even pay for a ticket for this movie if you're gonna do that? Like, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Thank you." And one of the friends is like, "I apologize for him. Like, we'll stop. So they like stop, but like throughout the movie you do hear them like giggling, but it's not as obnoxious as it was. But then towards the end, like they're not in there anymore, and so I'm like leaving at midnight, and they're outside like the movie theater, like waiting. And I'm like starting to walk to my car, and they're like, "Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am," and I didn't even know if they were talking, because first of all, I'm not a fucking ma'am, I'm 24 years old.
What?
But I'm like on my phone, so I wasn't really sure if they were talking to me or not. And then they're like, "Oh, you're just gonna ignore us. You're just gonna ignore us." And then I realized they were talking to me. I'm like, "Who the fuck do you think you are, you little twerp? I could kick all your like."
I know.
It actually pissed me off so much, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not even gonna, because kids like that who are like going to theater and like moaning in the back and like doing that, they just want attention. So I'm not even gonna give it to them. You know?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so...
Did you just keep walking?
Yeah, I just walked to my car.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Because that's what they want. They want attention, whether it's, like, good or bad, you know?
Yeah.
It was just, like, so obnoxious. I'm like, first of all, where the fuck are these kids' parents?
I don't know.
I mean, I went to movies alone in middle school for sure, but it's, like, I don't know. I'm freaking annoying.
Yeah,
just irritating. And, like, for real, like, those girls had it right. It's like, why are you paying for this if you're just gonna be obnoxious and, like...
Right. That always confuses me, and I also really... Like, why would you... Like, it's not funny.
Yeah.
And, like, they're gonna grow up and they're gonna look back.
They're performing for their, like, friends. That's what it is.
Yeah, they're like, all secretly, like, in love with each other.
No, literally.
And they're all like, let's go crazy.
Yeah, we're so crazy. I'm like, oh my god. It was just so obnoxious. And luckily, like, I was fine because I was in the second row.
Mm-hmm.
And I could block that shit out, like, pretty easily. I'm like...
No, I would have been pissed. One thing about me is, as a film major, I have a film degree, okay?
Yeah.
Theaters are a dying art.
Yeah.
Okay?
Like,
so
that
when you're going
already
into the...
wasn't very packed. It literally was like...
I mean, you were there late.
It was a 9 p.m. show, so it was like... But there was probably literally, like, maybe, like... But including those little twerps, there was probably, like, 10 people in there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, even more so. But that's probably why they think they're, like, fucking bold or something. I was so glad those girls, like, they did barely let it go on. They probably didn't, like, 3 or 4 times before those girls, like, screamed at them.
Good.
I was like, thank you.
I would have probably done the same thing.
Honestly, if I wasn't alone, something about, even though, like, I'm not afraid of those kids, it's like, I don't know, I don't want to, like, fucking start shit.
But you know what, though? If you're annoyed about it, then everyone else is.
They were.
You know what I mean? Like,
this is also weird.
People would
like,
back you up.
Old person city, like, they don't tolerate that, like, real quick, like they would.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah, it was really frustrating. But besides that, the movie was really good. But you would have been pissed.
No, I would have. I would have.
That would have ruined your night. I just know it.
For me, a theater, you're going to see a movie at an elevated, like, experience.
Yeah, like, I'm going there because it's like I want to take in the entirety of a movie.
Yeah.
And be able to appreciate it for, like, the sound and, like, the visuals and as well as, like, the acting and plot. And so it's like, those girls had it right. It's like, why would you pay money to go and do that? And then they leave during the movie anyways.
I was gonna say, I heard that movie is really good. Like,
it was fantastic, but it's also like, why are they going? Like, they're like in middle school. Go see the Mario movie. Like, why are you going?
True.
And that's why I low-key, like, prefer to see, like, R-rated movies, because then those little freaking freaks can't get in.
Yeah, I always go to see Spider-Man in theaters. That's just, like, how I am.
Yeah.
And I remember one time, it was one of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, but there was, a field trip or something, like a huge group of kids. And it was awful, and it made me so irrationally angry. And the worst thing is that these kids were the majority of the theater, so it was a losing battle. Like, there was nothing we can do because they were so fucking annoying. It was terrible, but
and I love going to movie theaters too. That's like,
I love the movies.
Like, I will pay a ticket.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's expensive.
It's so cozy. Yeah. You're escaping.
And I love that they all have recliners now. Like,
I know.
It's everything.
The reclining.
It does feel like an escape. Like, for one, like, you're in a different place for like a couple hours.
Yeah, no distractions. You gotta turn off your phone.
Yeah.
You know, and you're you know, if the sound is good and the theater actually does the sound
good.
And
this theater is good quality. This theater. This wasn't in the one I picked. I should have picked the other one, but I wasn't paying attention when I bought the ticket. They have theaters that like the screen is tilted.
Ooh,
so nice. Then when you're in, like, no matter what row, you're like looking up at it instead of
that's
like craning your head.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm like, that's sick.
That's the nice thing about IMAX.
Yeah.
Is that, like, you
no matter
see
what
everything.
You have.
And honestly, IMAX is just awesome. I love it.
I know. I saw Oppenheimer.
See?
IMAX.
I went to go see it alone.
I saw it with my friends, but I swear to God, dude, like, when the bomb went off, I'm like covering my ears.
That was.
And then, like, nothing happened. I'm like, what the hell? So I finally put my hands off.
And then it goes, yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
No, that part was amazing, but also terrifying. And also, Christopher Nolan is known for having the loudest audio mixes of all times.
Oh my God, it was bad. So, speaking of Christopher Nolan, I saw the freaking trailer for The Odyssey.
Ooh.
It looks so good, dude. I'm
opening weekend.
Yeah, we're sad.
Anyways,
we should probably wrap it up here.
Yeah.
But kind of fell off on this last little bit. But yeah. I guess our suggestion is, if you're
go to the movies.
Yeah, if you go to movies and yell at little kids if you're annoying, but also if you're starting something new or you feel like stuck and you want to start new, like, change things up. Do something you wouldn't normally do, because it'll get that old energy shaken up. It'll get you meeting new people, doing new things, and seeing the world from a different view.
Great advice. I second that.
Alright, well, if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to follow and hit that bell, because then you'll get a notification every time you listen to our beautiful voices, or every time an episode for our beautiful voices comes out. Follow us at Coworker Calamity on TikTok and on Instagram, and bye! Bye-bye! Au revoir!